Hi there, welcome back to the channel and another one of my videos aimed at those of you who are very new or maybe even still thinking about buying a Škoda EV. So this tip applies equally to the Elroq as it does to the Enyaq. So the scenario tonight is I've come here to Edinburgh, to the Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh, to visit a relative who thankfully is on the mend and is getting home soon. And the car's only at 35%, and the reason it's so low is that my home charger has broken down. It has given up after 7, nearly 8 years of service, and there's a new one on order. And I think we're just basically trying to find a time that's suitable for the company that installed it to come and fit the new one. The new one is here. It's a more modern version of the Zappi. It's the same brand as before, but it's a newer model. So at the moment I am kind of reliant on granny charging, and today has been pretty wet and horrible, so there was no solar. So what I'm going to do is just give the car a quick charge and on a public charger, and I thought it might be useful just to show you the process that you go through, and hopefully that will be of some interest to those who are yet to take the plunge, and it will help show those who are debating which car to get that the Škoda is a good system, and it will show those of you who've got the car just how easy it is. So I'll spin the camera around. So there we are, hopefully that's nice and clear. So what I've done, if I go back here to, so going back to the starting screen, what I'll do is just pull down this bar from the top, and quite often this is forgotten about. You can customize this, and to be honest, I forget about it a lot of the time, but I've got here air condition immediately, some audio settings. I can turn lane assist on or off if I want to. The car's not switched on at the moment, so that's not working. Go to my favorites, tips and help, but this is the one that's actually really useful. Oh, sorry, you can also turn up or down the brightness of the screen up there. If I go to charging stations, you can see here we are at in the centre of Edinburgh, or not the centre of Edinburgh, on the outskirts of Edinburgh actually, and you can see lots and lots of chargers. So Edinburgh quite well provided for, and for some reason only BP Pulse show up as an icon. Oh no, there's Ionity, that's what I was going to say. Hopefully that's going to show. So you can see down here, it's not too far away, there is an Ionity charger. There's me there, so it's really just along at the end of the road. So if I go to charging stations, it will then give me a list here of all the charging stations nearby. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to filter that, and I want to only look for Ionity, or I could actually search for PowerPass. That's not going to restrict it to quite so many. So if I go for that, you can see there, those aren't oh, maybe those are PowerPass. I didn't know that. Anyway, it's certainly filtered it down. I can go to Ionity. I can see there that there are, it was showing, it's coming up now, here we are. There are 5 out of 6 available, maximum of 350 kilowatts. Obviously I'm not going to get that, and it's 9 minutes away, 2.6 miles. I can then just go start and it'll take me there. I can even set it as a charging favorite. So I've done that. It's quite a new station, I've never been there before, so we will see how it pans out. Now, what else can I do here? I can also, well, I can do start, so I don't have to come back to that screen, and the car sat nav will sort me out how to get there. You can see here that the car's at 35%, 114 miles left, which is perfectly fine. I just want to put a little bit more in for later on in the week. And I can go to optimize, so you'll see there the car will charge at 73 kilowatts, and it's already heating because I have set the destination in the car sat nav. So the car is already preheating, and what I'll do is I'll put my phone up here on the cradle and we'll look at car scanner, and then we'll be able to see just exactly how the car is performing. Actually, will we? This is the grey app. I don't use it that much nowadays because this car does preheating. When I had an Enyaq 60, I needed to work out exactly how warm the battery was and whether I was going to get a decent rapid charge or not. But as you can see here, it gives you all sorts of data. So you can see here the temperature outside 16.5 degrees. The car's only showing 15.5, but the battery temperature is showing as 15, and therefore it's not going to be an amazingly fast charge. It says here it needs 22 minutes to get to the optimum temperature. I'm never going to take 22 minutes to get there. So what I'll do is just make my way down there just now, and we will see exactly how fast a charge we get. Lots of good data here in Car Scanner, but most of it is total overkill unless you really want to geek out on all the data that's there. That's where I would tend to keep it, and it shows the state of the battery temperature. Anyway, I'm going to head for the charger and see how fast a charge we get once I arrive. Okay, so that's me arriving at the Ionity chargers. These are new since I was last here. And there's another Enyaq. That's good to see. So what should happen here is plug and charge will be active, and I will simply get out, plug the car in, and it will start to charge. That's the theory anyway. I've maybe parked a little too close to the charger, so I won't be able to get out. I'll move the car over slightly. No problem with space here tonight with other cars, so I will just plug in now and then we'll be good to go. Hiya.
I enjoy watching your videos on YouTube.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah.
I'm filming one just now.
Yeah, you film.
Well, that was really funny. Two things weird happened there. First of all, plug and charge just didn't work, and I've tried it in both chargers. Neither one seems to work, so I don't know what's happening there. Luckily, I can start it via the app, so I've done that. But the second weird thing was that the other Enyaq that pulled in here, I said hello to the guy driving it, and he said, hello, I really enjoy watching your videos. So Dylan, hi, it was really nice meeting you and great to have a little chat, and I'm glad the car is going really well. That's never happened before, and it's very slightly weird. So how's the charging going? Well, we're sitting at 83, 84 kilowatts. It's flickering between the two. And if you remember when I left the hospital there, it said it would charge at 73. So that's better than it was predicting. And you can see that in Car Scanner, if I remember where it goes. Here it is. Yeah, it's charging at 83, 84, dropping down to 82, 82.7. So that shows you there. And it also shows you that the PTC heater current is currently, so the heater's currently working. And so that is because the battery is still down at, well, it's at 19 degrees now. So you never know, we may see that as the battery heats up, when it gets to 23, 24, 25, it might actually boost the speed there a little bit, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, I don't want to charge here for long. I want to only go to, say, 50%. So it says that's going to take 6 minutes. So that is absolutely fine. I wonder if I took it to 60%. Yeah, it's going to take 15 minutes. So I think we'll just go to 50. That's fine. 6 minutes will do. And that will do me very nicely. Like I say, this is the first time I've been to these chargers. When I was last here, this was all just fields. There was an Osprey charging hub just behind me at the pub. So if you want to go for a meal here, you can do that. There's a co-op, as you can see, in front of the car. So if you want to go and grab some snacks, some drinks, or whatever, that's obviously all there. And just over at the other side of the hedge to my right, there's a Charge Place Scotland charging hub. So plenty provision. And you can probably see that if I go to the charging stations. Yeah, you can see around about here. There are the Osprey chargers there. And then, oh, the Charge Place Scotland chargers aren't sure. Ah, I've got a filter active, that's what it is. Let me take the filter off. No, that's not where you need to go. I need to go to, oh, what am I doing? Go to the charging stations, and I want to remove the filter. Get rid of that, get rid of that. And then I should be able to see yeah, there's the Charge Place Scotland chargers over there. So you can see here we're at, is that Ionity there? No, that's Osprey. That is Charge Place Scotland, which is out of use. And then there's some more Charge Place Scotland. There are 10 50 kilowatt chargers there. So there's plenty to choose from. So if you're worried about not being able to get a charge, my answer would be don't. There is plenty of provision, and exactly for the whole of Edinburgh, you can see there is lots and lots of provision. And the best thing I like about this display is that it actually shows you the availability. When you zoom in on a lot of networks, it will show you a little green light. As you saw on that Charge Place Scotland charger, there's a charger out of service and it's got a little red dot. Oh, I can't figure out where it's gone. I think it was that one there. If you were zoomed in, it would actually show that there's 0 out of 2 available there. So it's a really good system. The other thing you can do on the car is you can go to the Power Pass map. That will load up. This will obviously only show Power Pass chargers. So again, you can see it's only showing the Osprey chargers. It's not showing the Osprey chargers, and it is only showing the Ionity chargers because the others are not Power Pass. So if you wanted just to restrict yourself to Power Pass, then you can do that. But again, it's not dynamically updating as I zoom in and out. But you can see 350 kilowatt chargers here, 300 over there, 300 there, 150 there, and 100 and 150 there. And I happen to know that over in this part of town over here, Ionity are currently building another charging hub down there. So you're kind of ringing the city. But that is just only looking at Power Pass. Obviously, there are many other providers as well. So all in all, there is no shortage of provision, and it's really easy to find it. The car will tell you. People worry about, would I go to somewhere and find I have to wait when I get there? Why would you bother? If that was showing red, i.e. it's in use or it's out of action, why on earth would I go there? Because I know I'm going to have to queue. I'll look for a green light. If there's a green light, I'm going to go there because I know I'm not going to have to wait. It really is as easy to do as that. Anyway, we're nearly at 50%. As you can see, it has speeded up. It was at 82, 83. It's now speeded up to 97 because the battery is at 25 degrees. And you can see there, the PTC heater has turned off. So the car has stopped heating the battery and it's at the peak temperature, and it's actually speeding up. It's now going up to 98 kilowatts. So that is pretty good for a battery that is almost half full. Okay, I've shown you how to find a charge point using the car's own navigation system, and I also showed you the Škoda Power Pass app, which is built into the car. But there are other options. So I use Android Auto because I have Google phones. If you have Apple phones, then Apple CarPlay will show you something similar, but I have an Octopus Electroverse card, so I am an Octopus customer, and you can also get an Octopus Electroverse card, and that comes with an app. The benefit of using this is you get around about an 8% discount off an awful lot of chargers, so it's going to be cheaper than just pitching up and using your credit card. And also, if you use my referral code, which is in the description of all my videos, you'll get £5 credit onto your account with Electroverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for nearby chargers, because as I explained, my home charger has packed up and I'm waiting for a new one to be installed. So what have we got nearby? So the closest one is ForEV. Now that's at Starbucks. It shows it's an ultra rapid charger, and there's also Osprey, Instavolt and so on. But ForEV is showing there. The price is 60 pence per kilowatt hour, but I've also got credit on my Electroverse card, so I'm just going to use that. So I happen to know where it is. I'm going to optimize the battery, and it says that currently I'll charge at 82 kilowatts. So let's see what will happen, it says I need 19 minutes to optimize it, but I might as well heat up a little bit on my way there, just to minimize the amount of time I'm going to spend sitting at the charger. So the way to get there is down here, take a right, and I will be at the charger. There used to be just an Osprey charger there. It's a 50 kilowatt unit, but it's 75 pence per kilowatt hour. There are also ChargePlace Scotland units nearby, but those are only 50 kilowatt chargers. They're 46 pence, but I'm prepared to pay a little bit extra for the sake of not spending quite as much time sitting around in the car. Although I'm going to sit and watch some movies on Netflix while I'm waiting anyway. So go in and it will be as simple as tapping my Electroverse card on the units, plugging in, and away we go. And I'm not going to, but if I did want, I could sit and have a coffee while I waited, or I could go into the Chain Runner pub over there and grab something to eat. So here we are at Starbucks. As you can see, 4 charge points there. And what I'll do is I'll just drove that way so that you could see them without me having to turn the camera around. And I'll reverse the car up into one of these. And see what charge speed we get. These are ForEV network, which for a long time were coming soon, and they had great promises of rolling out a network, and at last, after a couple of years, they've actually started to roll them out. So let me just go and plug in, tap my card, and we'll see what charge rate we get. And that is as complicated as it gets. Preparing to charge, doing some handshaking with the car, passed all that, it's now started, and then I know if I scan that QR code, then I can follow on my mobile and see exactly how fast the charge is going. But it's showing at 22 kilowatts, that's going to ramp up. There we go. I did say 83. There we go. And you can see these units are 150, but you can see now that I'm charging, it's splitting, so there's only 75 kilowatts available on the other side. Well, I'd hoped that was going to ramp up. Maybe it will once the battery heats up. We'll keep an eye on it in the car and see how it goes. Yeah, so this is very much the same interface you get when you charge at the Sainsbury's chargers. You can see how far it's gone. So it's added 2.1 kilowatts. You can see the percentage we're at. You can see how long it's going to take to get to 60 to 80 and 100%. So that's it really is quite useful if you didn't already have that on the screen in your car. Right, so I said I wasn't going to sit here and be bored, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug in my Tech Wizard box. There we go. Tech Wizard was rebooting. So that comes up. I want to go to, what do I want to watch? I am going to look at Netflix. Go into my profile on Netflix. What do I want to watch? If I don't want to watch Netflix, I could also watch something on BBC. Wimbledon, the Black Forest murders. Well, I'm going to the Black Forest on holiday soon, so I'm going to have a look at that. I've no idea what this is about, other than murders. And what I can do in the meantime, I can keep my phone on up here, and I can see how the charge is progressing. So that's it for tonight. It's a really quick video, hopefully of some use to somebody, and really nice to meet Dylan. Thanks again for stopping to say hello, and thanks very much for all the kind words about the channel. I hope these videos are useful, and I will see you all in another video very soon.